Good morning. Welcome to 4x8 Paper Stuff. This is Beth. We are in a Hobonichi Catchup day. Doing these once a month like this and filming them, you see them once a month. I have been filming them at 4 different times, and I'm talking through here, but by the time I get 4 sessions filmed, I have like 2 hours worth of stuff at times. So it's keeping me up to speed better in my Hobonichi. Last year, I kind of really got behind at times, but I cannot give up that practice. I love that practice. 5-year, I'm really wavering on, waffling on, but this, absolutely not. And I do this by size. First event has to go on the right day or close to the right day if I don't have room. When I'm 80 in the nursing home, I'm not going to know it was the 7th and not the 8th that event happened. So I'm okay with that. Everything goes in here. They call it a life book. Everything goes in here. Labels off of Amazon, labels off of shopping bags, newspaper headlines, stickers, fruit stickers. And then I start filling in spots. I'm trying to be a little bit more conscious. I made that paper. Yes, I did. With my titles and trying to make sure I have titles. I have so many letters, so many stamps. Alphabet stamps, of course, Amy ×2 now in 2 different fonts. So, I mean, I really am being a little bit more conscious about my titles and trying to make sure I use stuff that I have, because I have a lot of stuff. If you could see my Hobonichi shelf, it is insane. It is 3, well, yeah, a to-go Hobonichi packing kit, play kit, a in-store play kit, an in-office, in-craft room play kit, and then the stuff that won't fit in there, and then the book. I mean, it's just insane how much stuff I have, and I kind of just pick out bright dogs, or bright colors, or bright football stuff. This is me making a quilted jacket and talking about it. It's insane. Yeah, I am a hodgepodge, even in my clothing. Not only that, but I also made pajama pants that are hodgepodge. But anyhow, it is just, I put in here inspiration from other people, pictures that I take of that silly dog that steals things on cue, practically. I put Post-it notes in when I'm way behind and try to catch up like that. I do try to keep a note thing on my phone, which was for my 5-year, but it's actually keeping me straight in here too. So I start with day appropriate, then I start with big items, and then I kind of whittle down to putting in color, putting in titles, accenting what I already have, and just trying to make it bright, make it me, make it factual. Not that, it needs to go in the Smithsonian, but make it what happened, a life book. Stuff that I've made, stuff that I've bought, stuff that I get in the mail, stuff that is everywhere. This was my first rewards thing from a Patreon person that I switched my Patreons around a little bit. And I love being able to support people like that. And this is the first one that's ever had a reward system where you get a little postcard and a sticker every month. Won't keep her forever, but I'm really liking a variety. And I like her. She does a lot of outdoorsy stuff, so that's kind of cool. And yeah, this had to be reconstructed because the envelope was sticking out. Sort of a lot of national park stuff, things that I enjoy also. So for a while, I'm going to have her as I don't mind supporting her on Patreon. And if she sends me a sticker and a little postcard every month, okay, it goes in my Hobonichi. She's got cute envelopes, I have to say. She's in Salt Lake City. Anyhow, so I whittle it down by size, theme, and date, then size, then titles. Then I kind of like fill in the gaps with color as much as I can, whether it's with paint sticks or Stabilo Woodies or markers or stickers, more stickers. Just so it looks my life book needs to reflect a little bit of chaos in the best sort of way. And I feel like it does. And I really enjoy this kind of stuff. I try not to cover a whole page in something. Sometimes I do. Yeah, like our daffodils came up the other day. Well, it's been a little bit for me. But still lamenting about the 49ers. I know. And like Lunar New Year. I mean, just I probably say this every single solitary time I do a Hobonichi thing. It is a life book. I start with the date, the size, and whittle down to color and design and fun facts and fun stuff. Things that I've watched, things that I'm listening to. This is kind of like my project life, but it's in a little bit different format and not as gridded and or in pockets or whatever. This just works for me better. I like this. I don't think I ever tried Project Life. I have bought a kit or two, maybe at Christmas, because I've used some of that stuff. But anyhow, so yeah, weather phenomenon, current events. Poor King Charles. Our flowers are coming up. The birds are going crazy. What I'm watching on TV. Oh my God. Or I don't even watch TV. I watch streaming mostly. But the feuds on Hulu. Disney just added Hulu to their thing. And I have the Disney Channel. And I almost canceled it because we really don't watch that much anymore. Here's an old man walking his dog painting. And that reminds me of my husband. And here's the old lady holding the dog. That reminds me of me. But that it's about Truman Capote. So good in the best sort of sad sort of way. It's real life. I'm sure it's dramatized a little bit, but most of it is based on fact. And it's just really, the characters were crazy real life women, and it's really good. It's really good. I don't know if it's over yet or not. He hasn't died yet. Spoiler alert, Truman Capote dies. Anyhow, and of course the dog makes an appearance all the time. But I try not to have all my pictures in the same place, because by the end of a year or 6 months, depending on which edition I have, it gets really lumpy for me, really lumpy. And here I was just trying to get my thoughts together. I cleaned out a paper area, but now I need to get down to brass tacks here and make sure I have things noted that I want to include. Washi tape's always included. I had lost this dog washi tape for a minute or two, and I found it again, so that's fun. And I love that I decorated my cover, even if the back cover's upside down. Love it. So here's another session that I did, and I have a few of those little inch books, and places where I don't have a whole lot of stuff. Slow days, I tend to decorate a whole lot more, and those are fun, but also the real life stuff is fun too. And I am trying to work on titles, I must say. Whether I put them on washi tape, whether I make a colorful background for them, whether I use stickers, whether I use stamps, I'm trying to be a little bit more cognizant of making titles for little sections in each page. I'm trying to figure out how I can work some of these quote cards in from Allie Edwards. I don't think I ended up using any. Or maybe I did. Oh, no? I think I was covering up something. I don't know if I did that. Maybe I did. I guess I did. It was something about, what does that say? Pill at night. Oh, that was the instructions that the vet gave us to give Gunnar some drugs to go to grooming. Anyhow, the groomer said, "Can you double the dose next time?" But at least he got groomed. A couple places, it was hit or miss on his head, but that's okay. It's better than what I could have done, and better than he looked. Anyhow, I hate drugging that dog. I don't like drugs to begin with, and it's just, San Rafael had 3+ inches of rain, which is an area where I grew up in California, and crazy weather. My sister reports to us, or I watch the weather apps and stuff for that too. And my friend up in the Sacramento area reports on snow, even though she's east of Sacramento. And we had crazy weather. So the weather, anything about life goes in here, hopefully in a stylish manner. And a lot of times I take my Post-it notes and stick them in the back, and then I have a whole page of Post-it notes, and that's, a design quality also, right? Right. And my chicken scratch notes that I leave myself. So, I love this practice. And last year I did a much better job about using stuff that I had instead of hoarding it. And I'm doing a better job this year too. What is this? Oh, some Inuit art people I discovered up in, what is that place called? Anyhow, it's up above the Yukon Circle in Canada. Crazy. Arctic Circle, not Yukon Circle. Arctic Circle. Beautiful stuff. Totally something I never would have even thought about, really, unless I hadn't seen it on that there interwebs. That YouTube, gets me every time. But I researched her, and I even ordered a book and a sticker book because I really was inspired by their aesthetic. And that was just a card that was very antique-y, very vintage looking, that I'll never use, but I got to cover it up in my own way. And I put a Japanese, probably Mount Fuji sticker on it, but in my world, it's really above the Arctic Circle in the Yukon, right? Right. Picture a polar bear walking by, okay? Okay. Anyhow, this is just, I cut some paper down into squares that I can use as journaling spots and just write on top of that instead of the white paper, even though I love that white paper. What is this? Oh, I got on a rabbit hole of Formula One. I don't per se like the cars racing, but the strategy behind the scenes. Oh my gosh. That's like, I'm not really interested in these court cases, but the strategy that the attorneys use to get the results they want. Hopefully, they convince the jury their direction. All with strategy is fascinating to me. Fascinating. And here I was making a little thing about Charlotte the octopus. So far, she hasn't had her babies. Now, by the time this goes up, she may have, because I'm filming ahead so I can go out of town. And I said there wouldn't be any out of downtime, but there might be 2 days. I think I have it scheduled where there's 2 days off. Hold on. I made a whole calendar, and I'll remind everybody about this. I think on the 24th and the 25th, there will be no videos at the end of March. Just because I'm not sure when I'll be back or how tired I'll be. So there's going to be a 2-day gap. But I'll be gone for like 10 days. I'm trying to film a bunch of stuff ahead of time, which is a challenge, but I do it a lot better than I used to. So I found a stingray sticker. Charlotte the Stingray up in Hendersonville in the mountains of North Carolina is where all stingrays live. This is just the phenomenon of all of this is wild. It needs to be noted so that when I'm in the nursing home at 80, I'll remember all this. And where? In the mountains of North Carolina. How? How did she get pregnant? What? It's what I wrote myself. When I journal, it's usually in bullet points. First of all, my mind is on fast forward all the time. And, oh lordy. Yeah, this is right before he stole a bottle of paint, and he wants somebody to pay attention to him. Here's another session. But I journal in bullet points. Just the facts, man. Just the facts. Don't need a long dissertation. I'm not a good storyteller writing, because I'm usually a sentence ahead of myself. So just the facts, lady. Just the facts. I can't remember what I was doing here. Oh, talking about we had a boat crash on the lake. That was in the beginning of March. We usually have one a year that kills someone. If it's in the summer, it's usually due to alcohol. But I don't remember the details about this one. I just had it on a Post-it, and I'm like just writing the fact that somebody somewhere is usually killed on this lake at least once a year. It's sad. It's a huge lake. It's highly, here's where I start adding raindrops, talking about the California rain. But this is how I start adding a little art in some of the gaps. I knew I didn't have anything else to go on that page. I could have filled stickers in, but instead I'm adding abstract raindrops, water drops, right? Right. Playing with Stabilos, having a ball. You can see on the lower right-hand side, on the other side, I had just squares of paper that I just cut into squares and then made a little border around it. I mean, it is what it is. This lady is crazy for, all this kind of stuff. And just kind of brought that around the whole page now. And I'm good with that. Oh, look at me. I'm going to be teaching you how to write the Japanese symbol or Chinese symbol for dragon. It's probably wrong. It probably says butterfly, but I looked it up on the internet. What the dragon stands for: growth, vitality, and blossoms of wisdom. Okay, I'm for that. I always keep track of the Lunar New Year just because my best friend is half Chinese. Well, 3/4 Chinese. No, half. Both of her parents were half, so she's a half still. But here's me writing dragon in Chinese. Woohoo! Anyhow, plus I think globally we should all be around each other. Another horrible shooting, happened on the 10th, right before the Super Bowl. It may have been on the 11th. But anyhow, I just chose to cover it up because I don't want that stuff to be front and center. It needs to be in there, but if I put something over the top of it, I'm good with that. Here's me talking about owls. We have had wild amounts of owls in the morning, like 4 and 5 when I'm awake for some reason at that time in the morning. I can hear them out there talking to each other. I can't ever see them. They're in the trees and I don't see them. It's pitch black and I can't find them, but I can hear them. So I'm kind of like writing down the times that they show up just for, fodder for Hobonichi. Hello. But having a fun time documenting life. And if it can be fun, I think we should do as much things with a thought process of fun behind it as we can. Here's me talking about driving somewhere in March. The next table over was something that Truman Capote said. I'm like, that could be taken in so many different directions, like the next table over, the next journal over, the next picture over, the next abstract over. I thought that was kind of cool. Love this idea for something else. I just think that's kind of cool, so I had to write it down. Horrible fires in Texas. I don't even know if they're still going. It's awful. This was probably 2 days ago, like the beginning of March. Just awful. I think they were caused by lightning, and it's just tragic, the amount of land destroyed. Anyhow, as sad as that is, I like to include that. Mitch McConnell retiring, in with the old and out with the new, hopefully. That's what I wrote, hopefully. So, here's me trying to dry some marker so that I can write a title. Yeah, the days of that wildfire starting, it was 75 degrees here. We had the air conditioner on. 2 days later, we had the heat on because it was in the 30s. Just crazy weather. Crazy weather. Don't mess with Mother Nature, people. And Gaza, all of that has to be said too. I have a whole section that I'm trying not to write this front and center every day, like I have other sad, horrible news events. But sometimes it just needs to be. Here is me with my crazy pants that I made. They're pajama bottoms. Now, when we go to this quilt retreat, a lot of times we just stay on pajama bottoms all day because the town is just for quilters. And they all know what the farmers that come in to get gas or whatever, or a frappuccino at the little Amish grocery store next door, they all know that these women are crazy and they don't care if we wear pajama pants around. And it's comfortable because you're sitting in a chair all day sewing. So I made crazy quilt ones because, you must do that. But it was fun. And it needs to go in your Hobonichi. What am I talking about here? Oh, how our cove is getting ready to be a birthing unit at a hospital. The loons, the herons, the owls, not the owls so much, but the loons, the mallards, the herons, the geese, osprey, regular little birds, they're all just going crazy. And and you can tell they're all chasing each other. And it's just a cacophony of bird sounds. And I can't capture it right on a phone. It's because there's going to be traffic in the background too, noises. Didn't used to be that way. Here it is now. But fun, fun, fun. Oh, here's me talking about how I now create an Easter egg hunt for the dog in the morning with his treats. We break him up into little pieces and put him at shin level everywhere so that he can reach them on his hind legs, and make him work for his treats. So cute and so funny at the same time is what I wrote. Yeah. Oh, here's the rust trial. Again, the strategy behind that is fascinating to me. Fascinating. But it starts much later because it's mountain time. And then I try to start it even later and not see anything about it because I've fast forwarded because I can't sit there and watch this for hours. And what all happened and didn't happen on that movie set in the realm of saving money, I think, and some egos along with it. But it's fascinating, and that's what I'm going to get ready to do in just a minute after I finish editing this. So I appreciate you watching me. I appreciate you watching me work in my Hobonichi. It gives me, you keep me honest. It keeps me doing what I'm supposed to be doing, or doing what I love to do, and not just be lazy. And here comes the art lady. And just, this is what I mean about adding art. Just doodling and making marks and filling in, making it so when you open a page, any page, it makes me smile. And I love that. Love that so much. Even if it's black and white, it's still pretty. That green stuff is 2 bracelets that I've discovered with this lady. I don't think I'll buy them, but they sure are pretty. So, of course, I took a picture of them, and they have to be in my Hobonichi because I think they're pretty. And I like her story. So, thanks for watching my story unfold in my Hobonichi. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.